Hi all, this is your girl Natasha, and my tea kettle has brewed over. So I'm serving Lorna Doones and Milana cookies. And let me pronounce it correctly. Croissants. I don't want to mess it up like someone else I remember. Don't judge me. You all are not going to judge me. But anyway, I'm acting silly. But I wanted to talk about it was riding on the coattail of S. Hutchinson, and she had put out a video exactly what I said was going to happen with all this nonsense with Dwight Howard and that queen. Just what happened. And it was so predictable. As Hutchinson had showed receipts and actual guys on the Instagram putting their 2 cents in about the situation. And of course, one was in a barber shop. They were on Instagram, and I guess they did the phone conference, so it was a split screen. And honey, the things that they were saying weren't very flattering. Now, just as I suspected, of course, they came for the queen, the gay man who I called the imposter, acting like, getting up in him as a woman, and she's not trans. And they were going in. They were coming for Dwight, talking about, can you imagine being in a room and where the locker rooms, and you see him and there's a nigger in there that's gay, and you don't know who's looking at, and the nigger's looking at us, or a nigga get out of the shower. I mean, this is quoting all what they were saying. And then it was another one getting his haircut, talking about he was doing a podcast on that situation that night, which I wouldn't listen to if you paid me. Well, then again, maybe a few dollars. That's the only way I would look at it. Don't judge. But anyway, he was getting his hair cut, I guess, for an iPod show he was going to do about the situation. But needless to say, it was just all horrible. And then the reason why I'm speaking up, well, I was going to speak up anyway because, like I said, they were bashing gay men, and you know how guys can be macho, which, it did kind of turn me on, the masculinity of them all. But the content, no, I could do without. I love to see a bunch of masculine men talking. Don't judge. But anyway, all the comments they were making, and then just like I had predicted, one guy went there during this receipt of S. Hutchinson. He got trans in his mouth. Well, those trans, and he stopped. And I played that a couple of times to see. And he was getting ready to let the trans girls have it. And then he shut up. And I said, I knew it's coming. It was just a matter of time that they would throw the trans girls in it. That Mason. I said, I knew it was a matter of time. So he didn't finish. He said, let me stop. So, of course, even though he stopped and didn't say any more, I can only imagine what he said. And I bet if I even tried to guess what he said, I'd win the $50,000 question, or the $50,000 question and coins, okay? With what he was about to say to the trans girls. And that's what upsets me, because we start to make stride and then here this nonsense goes, and then it's an imposter in it, and it's just too much. Like this laryngitis in my voice. I've got to stop screaming and all that and just rest this voice. I need to shut up for a couple of days. But anyway. And put honey in my tea. Maybe that'll help. But anyway, and lemons. But anyway, they just dogged out homosexuals. And they were getting ready to come for the trans girls, and then they chopped it off. So I say all that to say, my point has been proven about when you have these gay men like Mason, young ones who don't know any better, and not all, who are out for fame and don't care what it takes. Don't even care about the community, I'm sure, or else they wouldn't do it. And then get on live scared for their lives. Oh, well, you asked for it. Handle it. But, this is that being said, I heard on another place about why do trans women. It's going to be a question, but I just wanted to get my opinion out because it's a certain amount of time. Of course, I intend to be there for the conversation. Calling names. Why do trans women and cisgender women, I get so tired of saying biological because it's so long. Even though cisgender it's just easier to say cisgender instead of biological woman. So bear with me. But anyway, it's going to be a topic, and I just wanted to say once again, because you can't hog the platform and speak. So I just wanted to say, there's a certain few trans women who may not get along with cisgender women. And it's simply because, like I told you, when there are cisgender women who can be nasty, not all, but some who think that because they have a uterus or they have a period or whatever, you're jealous. A transgender woman is jealous, and that's certainly not so. And they don't like cisgender women. Now, I came out of my mother. Why would I on earth be jealous of a cisgender woman? And one birthed me. And one loved me and supported me through my transition to be the woman that I was and felt like, well, a little girl from a child. Yes. My mother supported me the whole way from childhood up until I made some certain decisions about my transition. She was there. So why would I have anything against a cisgender woman? No. Now, mind you, I won't deny that there have been some cisgender women who have made comments or make fun of the girls or use them or whatever, and vice versa. But I'm saying for the majority, we get along. As I've said a video ago, a while before, we pay homage to nice-looking women, or women in general who we call fierce, strong. I love strong, outspoken women. My mother was one of them. And everybody, even transgender, even cisgender women and transgender women, when we're children, we have to be taught to be a lady and carry ourselves like ladies. And no shade, some cisgender women don't know how to act like ladies. They carry on, throw shade, they act ridiculous, like hooligans. And the same with some transgender women. They don't know how to act like a lady. That's why they're called out. Sometimes, my dear, you have to stop and learn. If you transition and you feel like a woman, there's some things you have to learn. Just like a cisgender woman did when she was born female and raised as a girl. There were things that she had to be taught. So quite naturally, a transgender woman, you're going to have to learn certain things. You're going to have to learn certain characteristics you are going to have to acquire. And it's not shade. But that's where the name calling sometime comes, because we get maybe our wires misconstrued of communication and we just throw shade. And sometimes a cisgender woman could just rub us the wrong way and we just resort to name calling. Is it cute? No. Is it nice? No, but we do it. But it was perfect. And vice versa with trans women. Sometimes we just can't take a cisgender woman. She gets under our skin and we may call her names that we shouldn't. Is it right? No. Is it a few I could think of? Then I could call every name in the book? Of course. But I don't. I really do. And I don't have to say I have receipts. My videos speak for themselves. I don't bash people. Now, the ones I don't care for, YouTube bloggers, like I said, I've only been in this YouTube thing for a year watching it. So it was like 4. And I've named them that I would watch on a regular basis and still do. And there's a few that have new ones that have come along. And it was a few new ones. Now my list has dwindled to only maybe 3 new YouTubers that I watch. And the others I don't care for. What they say, I can't even stay awake for it. And if it did, I'd just scroll up and down my phone, my computer. But one thing that you can never say about me is that I'm two-faced. And I don't expect anyone to agree with me. I always put that out there. I don't expect you to agree with me on what I say. And when somebody else says what they say, I don't get upset. Say what you will. I just put the information out there and you can do what you will with it. But I'm never ugly or spiteful. You have never seen a mean video where I'm deliberately trying to destroy someone or children. That I don't believe in, and I think that you will go to hell when you do that. And it is very hard for me to like you, not that you care. And it's very hard for me to say something nice about you. I have to learn that. Everything is a learning process. So if you hear me calling people out of their names, it's human nature. Just like I've been called out of my name in the comments. And like I said earlier, if I was in pain, I just paid it no mind. And if they caught me on a good day, I felt like messing around. It was a key and I let them have it back. Depends on my mood. Everyone is different. I don't judge how anyone reacts to something because everybody's different. But I just wanted to say for me, When I have something to say, I say it. And if I go on another platform, more than likely you'll hear me say the same thing. And it's basically the same thing, nothing two-faced. Or if they agree with something I say, I said it. I love Nene Leakes' line. I said what I said. Simple as that. And I'm not being nasty. I don't bash people. I may not agree with them. I may say a little smart stuff, but I'm not far from bashing them. That's not my tea. I like to have fun. I like to educate people on the trans experience, on the LGBT community, even though sometimes we can be our own worst enemies. But again, no one's perfect. So I just wanted to come by and say that. At Hutchinson, I loved that receipt you gave. They said everything I was expecting to come after this whole mess broke out. And a lot of times these guys don't realize when you're in a locker room and guys come out, of course sometimes you may look. It's just human nature where you're going to keep looking like a robot in one direction so he won't say, oh, you're gay, he's looking at me. You have eyes, of course you're going to look. Doesn't mean you're going to be excited, a man, if another man looks at you in a locker room. Come on, heterosexual men, you all need to do better. Not every man wants you. Not every man is gay and he wants you. And if every man is gay, and if there are some men that are gay, every gay man doesn't want every straight man they see. Just like every transgender woman doesn't want every man she sees. Okay? So that's just things I had to clear up that I had on my mind. And I thought I'd share. But I'm sure this conversation will be continued somewhere else. And of course, if I get a chance, I'll call in and share. But to all, I hope you enjoyed my tea party and my croissants. I said it again. I made sure. I didn't want to make a mistake. Because y'all sure will read somebody for messing up a word. Oh God, I'm just playing. But anyway, until my tea kettle breweth over again, I will be back. Love you guys. Mwah.